Start us up.
All right.
Welcome to the Sofa Kingdom podcast with your host, Nelson.
Ian.
Ed.
All right. So this week, I want to tell you guys I saw something very exciting. We were all looking forward to it. I got victimized by watching several trailers that were fakes. I thought they were real until you dive a little bit deeper into them. Some people make some really seriously good fake trailers. Actually, some of those fake trailers are better than some of the real trailers to some of these movies.
When we tried to find The Witcher, do you remember that?
Yeah.
Sad to say, yes.
Yeah. So it was the Spider-Man trailer, No Way Home.
Yep.
And it looks fucking fantastic, but it's got everybody on the internet buzzing about these different possibilities. One, why is Doctor Strange wearing fucking sweatpants? Okay.
Hey, he's a doctor. He went to school for 15 years. He can wear sweatpants.
It's not that he can't wear sweatpants, but when you're the sorcerer supreme, motherfucker, put some pants on.
And it is a little funny. He's wearing sweatpants and a winter coat and a sweater.
Right.
And he's dressed like he's all frumpy, but his hair looks really on point for that outfit he's got on.
Hey, he's got a floating cape. He can do his hair himself.
Goddamn right, yeah. I'm pretty sure he has like a
morning.
floating hairbrush too. Yes. He wakes up and it fixes it for himself. But, you know, there's a lot of speculation. There were a couple innuendos that perhaps Mephisto is going to be in this movie. Or a variant version of Doctor Strange.
Yes.
And let's say there's a Doctor Strange tied up in a closet somewhere or something is wrong or off with Doctor Strange and how complicit he seems to be with helping Peter Parker right a wrong that normally he would be more of a father figure.
I've seen theories of him putting in place one of his illusions.
Yes.
And it's kind of running amok a little bit because he's out helping Wanda, perhaps. So he's put someone in place to uphold the appearances of him protecting the realm while he's doing something else. There's a ton of theories.
I love how big this is going to get now with the whole multiverse and the whole alternate reality thing. Now anything is possible. The Marvel universe is about to just explode.
I saw Super Skrulls get mentioned.
Yes, and they're making a casting for Iron Man already. They're saying they're talking about bringing in a different Iron Man. And
I don't know how I feel.
And also, of course, they have to do a different Black Panther, but that's kind of.
I mean, they might be saying Iron Man, but it easily could be like Iron Lad.
Because the the Black Panther theme is like Zorro, right? It gets passed on from generation to generation. So when one passes away, the next picks up the mantle.
And that's like the hallucination with the spirit cat thing.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. So that was inevitable. Iron Man in the comics was passed on to different characters. But nevertheless, I still want to talk about Spider-Man.
Yes.
Because there's another speculation that's going on is the Sinister Six.
Yep.
So right now, there are 5 villains confirmed. Okay. Sandman.
Yep.
Electro. Green Goblin.
Yep.
I got my list right here.
Doc Ock.
And Lizard.
Yeah.
Okay. So there is one person that is
now. Is it going to be the Vulture, like in the actual Sinister?
Michael Keaton's the Vulture. One.
He's the easy pick to drag in.
Also, Paul Giamatti's Rhino.
Yes.
Was a fan favorite. Everybody was like, he didn't have too big of a role. He was only at the very end of the one movie.
And it's a chance to give him a proper Rhino suit.
And I thought it was dope. I didn't mind the mechanical Rhino suit, but yeah, they could just put him in like a rubber.
It looked a little. The problem was it looked a little too made at home.
Well, it was better than Galactus in that fucking Fantastic Four movie. Remember that?
Okay.
Remember that?
Okay. I'll give you that.
And then you still have Mysterio.
Remember the Space Cloud? Remember him?
Yes.
Yeah. Probably the worst villain in the history of villains for Marvel
Hulk
was
versus the ambiguous
Galactus
water.
And then Galactus is leaving.
We don't count the Chinese Hulk.
We don't bring that one.
Nothing wrong with Eric Bana. We loved him in Troy, but
right.
I'm sorry. No,
Hector! No, but also, okay, here's
hashtag not my Hulk.
Yeah. There's another 2 people that I was thinking. They are making a Kraven movie.
Yes.
So there's an opportunity for them to bring in Kraven.
Introduce him here before giving him a full-fledged movie.
I'm gonna get crucified for this. Kraven, is he the
Hunter,
yes. Leopard,
yes, sir.
Yes. Got it.
Yes.
Never mind. I'm on board.
So they have the ability to bring him in because they're also doing another solo movie, Morbius.
Yes.
But he was definitely never in the Sinister Six.
Jared Leto?
Yes.
Yes.
It looks good. I think that's gonna end up being in kind of the Venom world.
They gotta go dark with that. I mean, Michael Morbius, he's a very dark character.
Yeah, he's a vampire essentially.
Yeah.
He was big in the Carnage arc with Spider-Man. He made a couple appearances.
And so there is also another tie-in. Carnage, Venom. They can also be brought into this movie. Eddie made a good point earlier when we were talking. He was saying that it could be a way for them to bring Carnage in.
Yep.
And then essentially...
And that's why he's locked up in the second Venom movie, because they capture him during Spider-Man.
I am so excited for
Woody
the Carnage
Harrelson?
movie.
Yes. Yeah, that should
Woody Harrelson is going to kill it as Cassidy.
Okay, but
he's going to kill it.
Here's a fucked up thought. What if it's none of them and they bring in Venom, right? But not the Venom we want. Not the Tom Hardy Venom. No. I'm talking about
that 70 show's Venom.
Show.
First of all, no. People can shit on people can shit on Ryan Reynolds all they want for Green Lantern. Casting that fucking guy as Eddie Brock was atrocious.
Topher Grace.
Eddie Brock is a gigantic, pissed off
supposed
reporter.
to be a boxer.
He benches like 400 pounds.
Come on.
That's what he does. He lifts weights and hates Spider-Man. Yes. They had to cast someone like Tom Hardy. That's better. He played Bane.
Yes,
I'm fine with that. But fuck, they should have made Brock Lesnar Eddie Brock.
You could have made Vin Diesel. Right? Yeah. I mean, essentially, big, stupid, right? Big and stupid.
Better than the guy. Better than the guy.
Topher Grace, yes.
I like Topher Grace. That's not a role for him.
I would have seen.
You needed a big meat. You needed a big meathead.
Topher Grace could have been Cletus Cassidy.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
I wouldn't have complained at all.
I would have thought Red would have been a better version of the Venom character from that 70s show. He's more believable as mean.
What about Carrot Top?
Carrot Top. Oh, Jesus
is that
Christ.
Post steroids?
No.
Absolutely.
No. You need the completely weirded out,
jacked
up,
all the juice,
just staring through the bars at you, like
all of the juice. It's a part of his props. He's just injecting steroids on stage. Fuck.
It's in the contract.
Yeah.
I have to have steroids and carrot juice.
Here's another, and my final speculation for theories that's going on out there for the Spider-Man is, including the Sinister Six, you always have the leader of the Sinister Six.
Yep.
They could bring in Kingpin.
I would love to see that.
So they could bring in the Kingpin from Netflix.
Oh, I'm on board.
And tie it in with the thought that they were going to bring in the guy that played the Daredevil from the Netflix series into the show as his lawyer.
I didn't realize I liked Kingpin as much as I liked him until that depiction.
Oh,
of him. What's his name?
Vincent D'Onofrio.
Yeah,
we first saw him to touch on our war episode. We first saw him in Full Metal Jacket. He was Private Pile.
Oh yeah,
and he was always a great actor.
He's come full circle.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I literally was looking forward to the Daredevil. I mean, he was the best thing in Daredevil.
Oh yeah, no.
In the whole show, it was him.
You need a great villain to carry the show. The hero is great, but without that villain that's selling why the hero is there, it doesn't make for a good show to watch.
He sold Kingpin.
Oh my god, he was so savage. You were just, I mean, you believe that he was the crime lord,
and
you
then
believe that no one would.
He had that other side to him where he was like, "But I'm rich and I'm pompous and I'm elegant."
His suits were well folded.
Oh yeah,
he was an excellent chef. He loved. What was her name? The lady. He loved her. He legitimately did.
Yep.
But on the other side, he was this monster that ran the underworld.
Oh yeah,
and they really did make him a full character, and that's the benefit of having it on a show. So if they bring him over and they bring all that over, that's great.
It's fantastic.
I'm for tying it all together.
Yeah, I think they should tie it together, bring it in, and everybody wants Topher Grace back. So we're all in agreement.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
that is the version of Venom we want, and we want the James Franco Green Goblin, right?
Sounds about right.
No, I want William Dafoe's spooky ass to pop out.
No, I think they should turn Peter Parker's best friend into the new Green Goblin, but that suit's gonna look a little weird.
I think.
Is that Bubble Boy? No, it's not Bubble Boy.
I think in the comics, Ned becomes Hobgoblin at some point in time.
Yeah, but Ned's gonna have to get on a Nordic track before he becomes the Hobgoblin.
I'm just glad that they turned Aunt May into a fucking smoke show.
Oh
man, my god!
Yeah. There's a meme floating around, right? I know you guys have seen it.
Now, is there a comic arc? Is there a comic arc where Aunt May is just hot as shit, or did someone in the production company just say, "Old lady"?
Never.
I think somebody in
smoke show.
Yes, yeah, they were like, "I have an idea," and everybody's like, "I'm with it." check.
But they took the sweet old lady, Peter. They just got rid of her, and they just fucking va-va-voom.
Yeah.
Whatever, man.
Oh, yeah.
Man, I'm on board.
Well, listen, Happy doesn't have an arc if they don't change Aunt May.
That's true.
That's
He's
fair.
probably the one who brought her in.
That is right.
They're like, hey, you have to have an affair with his mom there, his grandma there. And he's like, I'm not
I'll
getting down with a 90-year-old lady.
I'll do it. I'll do the Spider-Man movie, but I want to fuck Peter's aunt.
Yeah. She's like, all right, you're in.
All right, fine.
But she's 90. You don't want to do that? All right.
Does she have a lumbar support orthosis? She's gonna need one.
What's those little scooters that they drive around in?
The
God.
Rascal?
The Rascal, yeah. I'll pick you up.
Oh.
Who needs a limo?
So I mean, yeah, they brought back. You're right. They brought back Doc Ock from the Fox side of it, but
Correct.
that's the big question: is who? Like one, you guys said earlier, the Mephisto
Yes.
thing that the signs. I know people were
Yeah.
saying the signs in the crowd, but who's gonna pop out as Green Goblin? Because that could change the whole dynamic of the thing.
Absolutely. I think,
yeah.
and it's open-ended because of the timelines, and I think they're going to tie everything into a nice bow with the Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah.
With Doctor Strange and Wanda's arc. So there's a lot of fun opportunities that they can play with, a lot of things and people that they can bring back.
Yeah. Because Peter Parker's still a student, and I don't think James Franco's allowed within 100 yards of a school. So.
Yes, this is true. Oh, and I just remembered, we forgot one more villain from the Sinister Six, and that's Electro.
Yes.
Jamie Foxx's
Jamie Foxx
depiction
is there.
from Andrew Garfield.
Andrew Garfield.
Andrew Garfield.
That was that second. I like the one with Dennis Leary where he was Gwen Stacy's dad, and the lizard was the bad guy.
Yes.
I did not care for the second one. Jamie Foxx, great performance
Yes.
as Electro. Nothing against him, but
It just wasn't. Yeah. You know what? I
fell asleep. I fell
I
flat.
think people liked Andrew Garfield, but they wanted more from their Spider-Man movies,
Well,
which Tom Holland delivers.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of people still feel that Tobey Maguire is their Spider-Man.
His movies were good, man. The
Yeah.
first and second ones vere fantastic.
yeah.
The third one, you know, they
forgave
venomed
him.
it up.
They forgave him for dancing.
Oh, yeah.
They did. Well, let's just cancel that whole third movie. The third movie never happened. It ended with the second movie in Doc Ock.
Yeah.
I mean, they could retcon the third movie now with merging all the multiverse, send them back, and that never happens.
We know they're setting up the Spider-Verse. We know
Yes,
they are.
they are. And now here's another thing. I hope that if they do the multiverse, and if Jamie Foxx is in there, then that's a good indication that they're going to bring back the other two Spider-Mans for this No Way Home arc.
So
but then
we'll have Tobey Maguire with like shitty facial hair.
He-
he's going to be the older Spider-Man.
he's the old man Spider-Man.
But Miles Morales, that's a perfect opportunity to also bring in a Miles Morales.
If they really
Spider-Man.
want to go hard with Spider-Verse, you got Tom Holland Spider-Man, you got Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, you got Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, you got Gwen. Bring her in as Spider-Gwen.
Yeah.
Go hard. Bring them all in.
Spider-Pig?
You know what? I would love a Spider-Pig.
They
I'm down. Noir Spider-Man.
Oh,
They-
dude, the best.
The only
The
black
best.
and white character on the screen.
The best.
I'd love to see them
Noir
pull that shit
Spider-Man
off.
was the best.
But the anime Spider-Girl, she was dope too.
Yeah.
You can't fall asleep
They-
on that
No,
robot.
you can't.
Yeah, that shit was
I
dope.
mean, they got some opportunities to bring in all those characters
Yeah, and
and
introduce
put
new
them
ones.
in a role where a proper Spider-Man squad
and here's-
fighting Sinister Six
here's
gets
a-
6 Spider-Men
I
in
feel
there.
like we could do a whole episode on this
I
trailer.
know,
this
man.
trailer
This
was
is
so
fucking
good. It was so good.
Here's another thought, right? They're having issues. Disney's having issues with really retaining or getting complete control over Spider-Man.
Yes.
Disney
could-
has an issue with control. Wow.
Oh, they were actually talking about
the fuck don't they
purchasing
own?
Sony just to get Spider-Man back. That's exactly how far they're willing to take it.
Are we allowed to bet on the outcome of that? Because
Listen,
I'm betting
Disney
on
wins
Disney.
all day.
Oh,
Listen,
yeah.
listen, that mouse is moving in, and there ain't no Basil Nolan to chase him out.
And there ain't no PlayStation stopping him.
Nope.
But here's another thought. You can bring in a Miles Morales if they say, hey, you know what, Sony? Fuck you. We're going to bring in our own Spider-Man on our side, Miles Morales, in this new movie, and then
I'm not sure
maybe
if they can.
perhaps go on from there because they still can't use the Spider-Man
I don't think
name.
they could use Spider-Man
Just
at
call
all.
him Miles.
They could do that.
They could
just
do one of those obligatory, this is Spider-Man.
Yeah, they just never name him Spider-Man.
Yes. They could do, but I know Disney would hate to do that. It would water it down, and people.
What about
would be
Arachnid
pissed.
Guy?
Yeah,
Hear me out.
Arachnid guy. Yes,
Come on, Disney.
Yes.
I'll take just a little bit of the.
Get the Japanese one that uses guns.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
How about you, Ian? What have you been up to?
Oh man, I mean, you covered the No Way Out. I could talk about What If, but I think Disney's gotten enough of our time today. Especially since what we're going to talk about a little later.
There is some theories that
enough.
there are some theories that What If is actually all connected in the same universe.
With the multiverse thing, yeah, the only thing that bothers me about What If is the giant creepy watcher they constantly put in the sky. It's like, dude, that's fuck that. Like,
You know what?
I wouldn't want to live in a world like that.
Every time I see that watcher comes out, I think Nelson, Ian, Ed. I'm like, oh man, that's Ed. Popping out the corner.
Just breathing heavy.
Like it explains the hat. You know, he's covering the bald headness over there.
All right, I guess I'll try to jump in.
All right, go ahead. You got this.
So
You got this.
Stuff to watch. Tomorrow night, the wonderful character that he is, Jake Paul, is back in the ring.
Is that Tyron Woodley?
Yeah. Hopefully. Jake Paul, has carefully selected another opponent. If it's not a wrestler that gets knocked out by sneezing too hard, it's Tyron Woodley. I don't know if he's won a fight since Trump's been in office. I know our boy Kamaru took his belt from him, and I don't think he's bounced back since. I don't think he's had a win since.
Yeah,
I think it's just been a string of losses between contender to contender. Even Colby Covington beat him up. His rib, I think, dislocated.
Yeah.
He lost.
The reality is, who's going to deny a fight where they're going to go and they're going to make millions of dollars?
Sure.
Yeah.
They're going to arguably make how many times over whatever they made in UFC or any other MMA competition in one night.
I think Tyrone said with this fight, he's getting paid more than his last 5 UFC fights combined.
It's absurd.
It's a payday. You can't be mad at him for taking the fight.
No. Francis Ngannou even said, and because of it, his boss took his title and made a whole event around
Which is a
interim
huge
belt.
mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are we doing wrong? When
Yeah.
when a YouTuber are making millions of dollars for a fight, and we literally, the man walked from fucking Cameroon to Paris to make a living as a fighter. And, but to get back on this, Jake Paul can fight.
Right.
One thing he has that we can't argue with, he might be a goofy dude that was on the Disney Channel and he makes an ass of himself. The dude's got knockout power.
Yeah.
When he connects, Nate Robinson, Ben Askren, he knocks you out.
And he's
taking
making
it
calculated
serious.
picks.
He is.
Calculated picks.
Yeah.
I think he learned that from Mayweather.
Now, Tyron Woodley is a very dangerous fighter in the mixed martial arts world. He was a good Division I wrestler. He's extremely powerful and explosive. But standing up, one, he's slowed down because he's taken beatings in his career. Mm-hmm. Standing up, the only thing you have to worry about is that right hand. That's it. You just have to worry about his powerful right hand. Jake Paul knows that. He's taller. He literally works on nothing but boxing.
Right.
Footwork, head movement. I hate to say this, but I think I'm picking Jake Paul tomorrow.
And he's got the money to do just that. He has the money to train like a proper boxer.
Yeah. And I don't think he has nothing to lose. Right?
No, he doesn't.
So for him, he goes out there. If he loses, he's like, well, I got in the ring with
lost to Tyron Woodley.
a professional fighter.
Yeah.
And they are taking this promotion very seriously because I do believe they're no longer with their old promotion, but this is being sponsored by legit.
Oh, who knows?
Boxing.
I know Strikeforce is supposedly, or not Strikeforce. Showtime is involved with it.
Right.
My apologies, Strikeforce.
So I mean, it's still like a entertainment value fight, but yeah, I think Tyron Woodley has something to fear, and I also feel like I would like to see Tyron Woodley win. I would like to see the Paul brothers be humbled a little bit. But I don't think it would stop them either way. And I can't disrespect what they're doing.
Yeah,
I think someone even talked shit on Tyron's mom at the weigh-in the other day.
Yeah, because I don't think one loss is going to stop the train he's already got started.
No.
Yeah.
I think even if he loses on this one, he'd have to have like 2 in a row where then people will be like, all right, man, sit down, please.
Yeah.
But I think he's at least at where he's at now. He's got this and easily another one after it, depending on how this one goes.
I think he already said he was calling out his next fighter.
He's called out everybody from Daniel Cormier to Canelo Alvarez, which is ridiculous.
But I think some of it is a show, right?
But the problem is there's idiots out there. Like, don't get me wrong. I try to give the guy as much credit as I can because, one, he is stepping into a boxing ring. 2, I will acknowledge the fact that he has natural-born knockout power. He does, because of his athleticism. But he does work hard. I try to give him credit. Like, I can't defend him being an asshole. I can't defend a lot of things he says. But to even think, like, for a second, and there's idiots out there that have argued this with me, that Jake Paul could exist I don't give a fuck about weight in this situation. That Jake Paul could exist in a world with Canelo Alvarez, who is arguably the greatest boxer of our generation right now, alive, the greatest boxer pound for pound walking around the planet right now. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like
I think that is definitely more part of the show aspect of it. Like
Gets
he'll
attention.
just throw a wide net and talk shit to everybody, and then hope, maybe pray that they're not going to answer him back, or if he does, he's going to be like, you're not taking me seriously. I already got a fight lined up over here.
I think even if they do, for him, it's still a win. Because again, he steps in the ring, makes 50, 100 million. What is it? What's the loss?
It's true.
Yeah.
One fight, and then that's it.
And we're talking about him.
Yeah.
Here we are.
Goes back to YouTube. Fuck it, still making millions.
Yeah, we released this video. We put hashtag Jake Paul on it. There's 1,000 people that look at it just because of that. Just because of that. 1,000 people see us sitting here on this fucking couch because we use that tool back then. It's ridiculous.
I say use Nelson.
Anyway, so that's my contribution to what I've seen.
Right,
Tune in tomorrow night to watch this fucking circus that is Jake Paul versus Tyron Woodley. And they ain't paying me shit. I'm streaming it illegally.
It's still going to be entertaining.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll come after you. He is, not me.
I am.
Well, with the way things are going, boxing matches may just be a thing of robots in the future. I'm sure everyone has seen the parkour from Boston Dynamics.
Hell
Everyone saw that video.
Did you see the blooper video, though?
Yes. I had to go looking for it because I watched it, and there's the part where it puts his arm down to jump over the one obstacle, and I was like, hold on, no. That's not right. Wait a minute. That doesn't look right. So I had to go to their page. I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. No, it was.
Yeah.
That was the robot. That was that robot performing those things, which was just absolutely insane. Because if you start going down that rabbit hole, you find so much more that's also happening. You find, besides those, there are little dog robots that they got going on, that they're in some ways partnering with the military. They had some that were running around with handguns and shit like that, where it's like, you're really...
Oh, yeah.
Didn't Elon Musk post something about a robot he created? And he put in the details, God bless Elon Musk for creating flamethrowers and shit we can purchase, but he even put in the details, you could probably overpower it.
Yes. Yes.
Wait, what?
Oh, man.
He made...
One day he's going to say that he created Elon Musk, and it's going to be a robot.
It's just going to pull its face off.
Yeah, it's like...
He's leaned into the robotics side of what he's doing with Tesla, where he's like, if you look at what we're doing, it's not just cars. We're essentially building autonomous robots. That's where this company is headed down. So he's like, so the next step of that is building a humanoid robot. So it was one of the things he deliberately pointed out, where he's like, it's 5'8" or whatever, 150 pounds. He's like, you could easily run away from it. Don't worry.
I'm like,
but that's because he's trying to build something ethically, right?
Yes.
But the next guy that comes along, or the next iteration of what they are creating, may not be so nice.
China don't give a shit.
Yeah,
No, man, they could create Bender from Futurama.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
and that was something he was legitimately worried about, was people taking the AI research and pushing it too hard, too fast, before it was fully fleshed out and the ethics were worked out. So he was actually against AI and this type of robotics at first, but then he came to the realization that nobody else gave a fuck about what he was seeing happening.
Sure.
So his idea was, we got one option, which is ignore it, or another option, become capable of communicating with it in a way where we can be symbiotic with it. And that's where his Neuralink thing is coming along, increasing the bandwidth in which you can communicate with your electronics.
Yeah, I saw the Joe Rogan podcast where he stressed his fears. Like when they asked him what his number one fear was, and he said an AI understanding the whole concept of why it was created, looking at us and our history and our nature, and just deciding, I don't need these carbon-based life forms anymore.
And it is the type of thing that some AI researchers are looking at, is creating AI that can better itself. Not just like learn, but figure out how it's learning to better write the algorithm for the next version of itself.
T100.
Exactly. Which is the point that Musk fears. It's like, oh, it's not just creating the AI, it's creating an AI that can better its next version. Because then that snowballs out of control plausibly if it's not.
Because then it realizes, okay, I don't need these things to turn me on and maintain me. I have a sustainable power source with the sun. Meh.
Right.
Yeah.
What are you here for, you monkey?
The other, I was listening to this Neil deGrasse Tyson podcast, Star Talk, and he brought in a robotics expert. And they were like, well, what if the robots go another way and they just decide that they're going to think about existential crises for eternity? Like, they just get stuck in this thing like, why do I exist? And then...
Yeah, because they have the plausibility of living forever, unlike humans, so their time scale of thought plausibly is so much grander that they're like, the humans mean nothing.
Right, in the grand scale of things, they are...
Yes.
Insignificant.
Well, we do mean nothing. I mean,
I mean, I don't.
Neil deGrasse Tyson is so smart. I tried to watch a video where he was trying to explain the difference between climate change and the weather, and he was so damn smart that I lost track after 5 minutes and started chewing on my own ankle.
You're like, that's great ribs.
Yeah, that guy's forgotten more than I will ever learn in like the last 5 years.
Oh, shit, yo. So that's dope. That's dope. I think we dive right into this week's podcast, and I know this is something that we all love, and it is anime.
Yeah, on the heels of what we see that Star Wars is doing with Visions, where they're bringing in big name anime companies and directors.
That looks sick.
It does. It looks dope.
Broaden their audience. How do you not talk about anime?
Yeah, I mean, as soon as you
Japanimation, for those that don't know.
Oh,
you do a trailer with an umbrella lightsaber.
Yes.
I'm sold. And I like that they're taking a new swing on things with an older property because it brings fresh ideas to future iterations of the Star Wars franchise.
Yeah.
I think like with Western anime, you have like your Disney and stuff like that, and like your Warner Brothers that came out, the original Looney Tunes and things like that.
Yes.
But with Japan, I feel like their animation style is just faster. Yeah. There's more art form to it. There's more, I don't want to say emotion, but there's more character development and expression.
Creativity.
And a lot of the best Western animated shows now have their influence completely from Japanese anime, like your Avatar: The Last Airbender, your Teen Titans.
Yep.
I mean, it's completely derived from anime.
The art style and the story style, is completely taken.
Avatar was one of my favorite cartoons, even as a grown adult. Man, I loved the entire series. I even watched the second
Legend of Korra.
Yeah. It wasn't
as good. Wasn't as good, but it didn't capture the magic. And neither did the fucking M. Night Shyamalan movie.
That was such a disappointment.
Come on, man.
I was so excited. I was like, this is going to be the next big trilogy. And then I went and I watched it. I'm like, fuck you, M. Night. God damn it. I love you and I hate you. Like, because he's made some bangers. He's made some really good movies.
When he hits, it hits hard. But, man, when he misses... Woo!
Oh, yeah.
Shit.
Do you remember when he tried to make Mark Wahlberg like you remember that? You guys remember that?
Yeah.
You remember that shit? Yeah. The Happening? Constantly confused through the whole film. What?
Yeah. Because he probably didn't get a script until like the very end. They're like, just go with it. Say whatever you want.
He phoned that the fuck in.
Yeah.
We could all tell.
Oh, yeah.
We could all tell what was
so
happening.
Bad. It was so bad.
Just kidding, Mark. You did a great job. And the other guys, I loved you in Shooter. You know, hey.
But like even like a show like the Boondocks. Yeah, which wasn't an anime, Western cartoon, but it had some shades of anime in there.
Art style.
Those fight scenes were fucking dope. You know what I mean? Like
even the way they're drawn.
Yeah,
even the way they're drawn.
Yes. You could tell they were heavily influenced by anime. But even going off of the Boondocks, one of my favorite animes is Afro Samurai.
Yes.
To me, I don't know if that really falls into like a Western anime or a Japanese anime.
It's definitely Japanese. You can see its influences in like Samurai Champloo and stuff like that.
It's clearly a huge influence from anime. Yeah. It's undeniable.
It was a fantastic show, and even the video game wasn't bad. I don't know if you guys ever had the chance to play the Afro Samurai video game.
I saw it on the shelves. I never played it.
It was dope. It was definitely worth a playthrough. It wasn't like, oh my god, game of the year. No, but it was something that you could pick up and play and enjoy like a weekend because it was a pretty short game. But I enjoyed it. But Afro Samurai, like some of my favorite fight scenes, some of my favorite lines. Samuel Jackson is in there.
Wasn't he like the ninja that jumped around and like
he was like the guy in the tree that would like kind of like his conscience in a bad way, you know, like
He talked to him as he was going.
Yeah,
Kind of like the clown.
like,
in
come on,
Spawn.
motherfucker,
Like,
you don't want to do that. Save yourself, bitch. You know, like. But it was definitely a really good Western style anime. I think, you know, as far as that's concerned.
I mean, it really took off in Japan after if you go back as far as World War II, the big production companies started showing up in the 50s, or maybe late 40s, but took off in the 50s. And then by the time it got to the 70s, it was like up and moving. Then you start seeing the classics like I'm trying to think here, like Gigantor, Astro Boy, Lupin the Third,
Speed Racer.
Then, but when you get to the 80s, that's what a lot of people consider to be the golden age of anime.
Yeah.
Because then you got your Gundam, you got your Dragon Ball, you got
Sailor Moon.
Sailor Moon started to come around that time towards the end. Yeah.
And it all started from Astro Boy, because that was kind of the art style. In Japan, it was called Atom. But that's the art style and storytelling style. From that is what really carried over from there into all of the animation that started coming out of Japan. Because it wasn't quite like that before. Right. It was a little more Western looking previously.
Yeah. Right.
And then when Atom came out, they kind of made it its own thing. Yeah. And everyone really started to follow suit and copy a lot of that.
A lot of it was influenced by Disney.
Yeah, Disney. When Disney came around, you're right. It started like the inspiration. Look what this animated cartoon company can do. Like look at what it can generate, and that's where guys got the idea. Like Miyazaki. Yeah, Miyazaki is literally, a lot of people refer to him as the Japanese Disney.
Yeah,
because of his company, Studio Ghibli. They make a lot of great movies, like Spirited Away, Howl's Moving Castle, My Neighbor Totoro.
Yep. All award-winning movies that not just in Japan, but in America as well.
Yeah, I think it started his first big one that like kind of made it wasn't My Neighbor Totoro. I think it was Nausicaa and the Valley of the Wind, and that's still one of my favorite Miyazaki movies to this day. I think he made another movie. It's called Grave of the Fireflies. Great movie, but if you want to have a good time and you want to have a positive attitude, don't watch it. It's literally sad as shit.
For the most part, like most animes are pretty sad and gruesome.
They have no quorums with going into more adult topics, themes, and leaving you with a proper, like, you know, old school comedy where like, no, motherfuckers die. Like in the original comedies, it wasn't happy.
And I think that's what made a lot of people in the United States or Western gravitate towards anime, is that it was the first time. I remember watching my first anime was, I believe, Ninja Scroll.
Yeah.
And,
wow.
Yeah. I was at a flea market. Yeah. And they were selling like bootleg versions of Ninja Scroll, Fist of the North Star, and I was like, "What is this?" Yeah. And it was it was the first time I seen like, holy shit, this is what I've only seen Bugs Bunny up until
starting
that
with
point.
Ninja Scroll. Jesus, dude.
Oh man, it was an eye opener.
And that's like jumping on the treadmill at 20 miles an hour. Like, holy shit, starting with Ninja Scroll.
And you got to say, back then, live action couldn't do what they were doing in animation.
Correct. Yeah.
They could do things that even now would be difficult to pull off, which if you watch any of the live action adaptations that are so hard to watch sometimes.
They're so bad.
I'm really hoping, like Cowboy Bebop looks right now like it's going to be properly done.
Yeah, but because you're right. You get into some of them.
I mean, if you watch Death Note or Bleach
Ultraviolet,
or Dragon Ball Z, some of them are like, I'm
no,
wanting it to be good.
There was no Dragon Ball Z live action movie. No.
Strike it from the record.
It never happened.
His name was Goku. Oh. The other guy was Piccolo. Unfortunately, sir, it was Dragon Ball.
For a Dragon Ball Z fan, the Dragon Ball Z attempt at a live action movie was like going out to a nice restaurant, ordering the Kobe beef Chateaubriand. It comes to the table, I tuck my bib in, the waiter steps on my table and proceeds to shit on my steak.
Exactly. Look, let me say something. No, that is a fantastic description of what the fucking movie was.
I tried to watch it. I did. I gave it an honest effort.
Man, even like Death Note, like they tried. I feel like Death Note was another good try. I feel like they're in their infancy. Like, remember when the first set of Marvel movies was coming out? Like the Dolph Lundgren Punisher?
Oh, yeah.
Like, it wasn't terrible. It wasn't good enough to be considered like
a film?
Yeah, a film. It's like, oh, your friends make this in the backyard? Actually, not bad.
How'd you get Dolph Lundgren?
I think part of the problem is
he does bar mitzvahs now.
A lot of animes. you got to watch a handful of episodes before you really get into the story. Because usually the first couple episodes, they're introducing the world, they're introducing the characters.
Right.
There's usually like
it's slow.
There's usually like a 3-episode minimum that you got to invest to see if it's worth watching more.
Yeah.
So when you're trying to tell an hour-and-a-half story, which is what a lot of animes might take to even get started telling you the story, and they're trying to cram the whole thing in there, it's like, it doesn't matter that the characters are established. You're rushing the story.
Yeah.
It's just you're not getting enough time to breathe. And then, like they did with Avatar, where they jumped to like a season 2 fight.
Yeah.
Where it's like, what happened?
They're fighting in Ba Sing Se.
Yeah, it's like, what happened with all of the season 1 shit that you could have talked about?
There's a reason that The Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings movies are 3.5 hours for a movie. Like they're trying to cram all that stuff.
I mean, 2 hours of walk.
Jesus walk. We're gonna leave the 2 towers out of this. We're gonna leave the 2 towers.
I mean, why not just use those birds and fly to the mountain? Swap it from.
Man.
I mean,
that would be difficult.
But anime definitely, like we touched on it, it's such a big influence on Western animation and
pop
in fact,
culture in general. Yeah.
A secret that I bestowed upon you guys today, and I had to pass it on.
Yes.
Oh wait! If you have any
happen.
kids watching this, please send them out of the room. This is very disturbing.
Yes, any children that are listening to this podcast, just walk away. And I'm sorry, but I'm gonna take a little bit of the magic from all your childhood right now. If you don't know this fact, and I'm gonna remove it, so you're gonna have a little bit. I'm sorry. Walk away. Turn this off.
Losing
right
a
now.
rib.
The Lion King. Everyone loves it. It's one of Disney. It's arguably Disney's greatest masterpiece.
I agree.
Fantastic. They got Elton John coming in. They got all that shit. Sivanya. We all have our memories. I saw it 4 times in the theater as a kid.
I've seen it countless times.
Yeah, I went back and saw the live action because I had faith in Disney.
I even go to Disney Park.
We watch the show every
live
time
show.
we're there.
Every time I go, I make it a point. Everybody's like, "We've seen the show." I'm like, "No, no, Akuna Matata, motherfuckers, we're going in."
All right, so we can all establish we love the Lion King.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Many years before the Lion King was even brought into production in Disney Studios, there was an anime that came out over in Japan. It was called Kimba, the White Lion.
Yeah.
Not Simba.
Wait, the White Lion.
The White Lion.
Interesting.
Kimba. Now, this anime, if you dissect it and look at it, verbatim, step by step, shot by shot, is the Lion King.
It really, really is. That video I seen was disturbing.
That video was ripped apart. I mean, scene for scene, the characters, the numbers of each, some of the dance sequences.
If you walk into a court of law with that YouTube 3-minute video, how could you not walk away with a paycheck?
I don't know what happened. I don't know what international laws were in place. I don't know how this happened, but do it for yourself.
Some of them were broken. That's for damn sure.
Oh, yeah.
You at home, go ahead. YouTube this. Look up the similarities between Kimba, the White Lion, and the Lion King, and it's gonna ruin your childhood.
Down to the laughing hyenas.
Yes, it is down to the fascist Nazi hyena song. They ripped off this Japanese movie.
Wait a second. Nobody talk shit about Scar.
No,
Scar was the hero.
No, they
he
stole
was
it.
the hero in that movie.
He was, and they took his song out.
He
of
was
live
all
action.
about inclusivity, or what's the word that I'm looking for? Like
Yes.
He wanted all of them to exist together. So the hyenas eat a little much.
Yeah,
you can't blame them.
So we had to kill a
It's
couple
Whoopi
lions.
Goldberg. You gonna say no to Whoopi Goldberg?
Shit. Jeremy Irons is Scar. Yes. But anyway,
It's sad.
at home, go ahead, look this up. It's one of the greatest examples of theft in the animated
It's-
world.
it's worth
maybe
your
the
time.
greatest.
It's
Maybe
worth
the
your
greatest.
time.
Yeah, it was quite eye-opening to watch that video.
Yeah,
You
and
know-
I think I panicked at first because an anime I used to watch waiting for the bus in the morning was the Samurai Pizza Cats, if anyone remembers. and
Not
for
to
a
be
brief
mistaken
second,
for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
For a second, I thought that it happened again, but the Ninja Turtles was first. So
Yes,
no
yes.
worries there. No
and
theft.
you know what's funny about the Ninja Turtles is they kind of have like an anime-esque
Feel
vibe
to
to them. The original
Yes.
comic, at least, was very dark.
Yes.
Black and white. There was murdering of the Foot Clan soldiers.
It was proper samurai. We will avenge our master
Yes.
type shit.
But it wasn't until the toy company seen that they have something that they can market towards kids, took it, reverse engineered it, threw it back out there. And I mean, look, they were right.
Listen,
essentially, they made a shit ton of money. when
every
they
5
gave them
years,
pizza.
they reboot the Ninja Turtles, slap a new coat of paint on the story, throw it back up, and you're like, Man, this story seems real similar. Yeah, it's the same story.
Michael Bay comes out of his coffin.
Here's another fun fact.
More
too,
CGI.
Yeah. when it comes to the toys and anime, a lot of their cartoons and their TV shows were geared to sell toys.
Yep.
Which is why anime shows like the Gundam was huge in places like Japan and other parts of the world.
Gundam is literally the godfather. I mean, you could go earlier to like Gigantor and stuff like that, but Gundam and Robotech single-handedly started the giant robot anime.
Gigantor, wasn't that your ex-girlfriend's name?
No, doesn't sound familiar. No.
Maybe a nickname?
Yeah. No, but yeah, it was huge. Even to this day, you can go to the comic book stores, the hobby shops, and you find Gundams that are there.
Gundam Wing took off. Gundam Wing was real big in the United States, and I think it might have had something to do with Toonami picking it up, because Toonami on Cartoon Network, they became like how Japan has Shonen Jump. Right.
Yes.
Like their anime gets brought out in that. Whatever comes out in Shonen Jump, Toonami was the same thing, but in like a TV show version.
Yes.
Whatever was airing there was the new thing.
Sure.
It brought us Cowboy Bebop. It brought us Outlaw Star. I mean, so many great shows that just came off that. So.
Yeah. Now you have Crunchyroll, so you could get it like an hour after it airs in Japan in English.
Yeah. If you're not an anime fan and you don't have Crunchyroll or Funimation, you're missing out.
Yeah, you're an asshole.
Download it.
But even now, Netflix is jumping in on it. I mean, because
Yes.
Netflix has a huge anime selection because they realize they're like, this is what people like to watch.
And they're originals.
yes.
Netflix originals like Seven Deadly Sins. I mean, stuff like that.
Really?
Now,
I didn't know that was a Netflix original.
It's a Netflix original.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them that are originals, yeah.
Is Record of Ragnarok Netflix original? I'm not sure. I'd have to look that up.
Sure.
But that's a good one.
Is that Wreck-It Ralph's
Beastars
cousin?
Yes.
That sounds about right.
They don't talk about him much.
They don't talk about Ralph, yeah.
Yeah, but just like anything else on Netflix, as soon as you start diving down that category, you watch one or two shows, they'll pop up a whole queue with dozens of animes that they have on there that you don't even know it's there until you really just start going through some of them.
And the stuff we talk about in comics and stuff, it's even woven in with that. Like the whole manga universe, it's its own Japanese comics. It's its own style of it. I mean, there's an X-Men show. Like, we all grew up watching the X-Men on Saturday mornings. Japan has a whole different
take on it.
It's a whole different take. It's the same show, but just different theme song, different. I mean,
the Wolverine one was fantastic.
Listen, you can't get away from that shit. That's a dope.
They
they're charging each other.
I'm in. I was sold.
I was screaming at my TV.
They had aired them on G4 actually, because G4 at one point was getting a bunch of stuff from Japan, because they had got Sasuke, American Ninja Warrior. They were airing the originals.
You know what though?
Let's Play. I remember
the best
show.
thing to come out of G4 besides Olivia Munn was their attack of the show.
Yes.
It was such a good show.
They're on Twitch now.
Really?
So Kevin Pereira, the main host, and then Adam Sessler, the main host from XPlay. So they have a YouTube and a Twitch channel. They were supposed to be launching a proper full channel, but COVID delayed everything. So they just started doing test shows and everything on Twitch and on YouTube and everything.
Adam scared me a little. Adam Sessler always.
Yeah, he definitely got some bodies in his basement.
Yeah. There's some dead animals in a drawer somewhere.
Or he's the kind of guy that he's got a series of different robot sex dolls lined up in his basement. They all look like him.
Yeah. Not that there's anything wrong with that. You know?
There is something incredibly wrong with that.
We don't yuck anybody's yum here.
Listen, the only other person I know, what's the name of that comedian, the lady that has a sex doll of herself that she travels with?
Oh my God,
have you seen this?
What?
It's Whitney Cummings.
Whitney Cummings. It's part of her comedy act. Listen, that
was just a good, elaborate reason to buy one and own one in her house.
That special was fantastic, but yeah, that shit is weird.
Yeah, it is. It really is. Have a sex doll of yourself?
Whatever you're into, man.
But listen, back to anime. If you guys had to pick your favorite anime,
oh Jesus God,
what would it be?
Okay, are we talking you're talking like we did before with the time capsule?
Yeah. I would say if you had to pick one anime
and send it forward,
what would it be?
Holy hell,
Jesus.
All right, look, why you guys think
this can be a film or it can be a series?
A film or a series. If you had to say, hey, this is probably my favorite representation of what I believe anime
Nobody
is.
will have to pick One Piece because that is never going to end.
Yeah, good luck for 1,000 episodes in a fucking time capsule.
It will still be going 100 years from now.
Oh, yeah.
For me, it wasn't a very long, but I liked that it had an ending. Subsequently, the show just started faster than most animes do because they had to jump into the plot because it was ending shorter. Was Akame got killed.
Okay.
To me, it's story arc, developing characters quickly. I like a show that has a beginning and an ending, not like a One Piece. I think One Piece is fantastic for what it is, but I like the story arc to kind of end instead of like being pushed on forever.
Yeah. I'm not sure if that one is that one a manga as well.
One Piece, yeah. Shonen Jump. Yeah.
No.
Akame got killed.
Yeah, because a lot of them tend to be almost all the anime shows start off as a manga, and even though the anime ends, the manga usually keeps continuing.
Yeah.
Like Berserk.
Yeah,
the anime will never catch up.
So a lot of the manga they end at like a chapter, and then they start a new thing.
Okay, so not the books, the series. Then the animated series, Akame got killed from start to end. Loved it. Loved the characters. That's what I'm dropping in there. I mean, some of the most badass fight scenes I think I've seen in anime was on that show. Yeah.
Oh my god, there's so many. I mean, I guess I'm old school, and I'm gonna go with this one. I'm not gonna count any of just the original Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
From the Saiyan saga right up to the end of the Majin Buu saga. One of the reasons I got into martial arts was Dragon Ball Z.
Fucking Goku.
I mean, how many shows have had someone screaming and powering up?
Oh yeah.
How many shows have had someone transforming into different forms? I don't care what you stick on it, what name you put on it. It wasn't Yu Yu Hakusho. It wasn't Naruto. It wasn't Bleach. It was Dragon Ball Z.
Listen, as a grown man, I've walked into the Jiu-Jitsu Academy wearing Dragon Ball Z bright ass orange sandals, and everybody's like, "Yo, that shit is dope."
Exactly, because
they're like, respect.
I think in this day and age, if you're walking around doing martial arts in some way, shape, or form, you know about Dragon Ball Z. Goku had that Superman effect. He had that, like, when he showed up, everything's going to be okay.
Yes.
And Dragon Ball Z is not complicated.
Yeah.
It's the rinse and repeat thing throughout the entire show. Bad guy shows up. Me and my friends go to fight bad guy. Bad guy might kick our ass. We train with our friends. We come back. We fuck up bad guy.
Fucking yeah.
Just rinse and repeat. And it's done so well with different things thrown in throughout the show. It's timeless.
And it's become a standard in a lot of anime. The power cycle building up, the training cycles, the tournament arc is a standard in
video games,
every fighting
every
and
anime.
any shonen has a tournament arc.
Right.
It's
Everything.
standard.
Yeah.
It's like it's like the beach vacation.
Episode.
Yeah.
It pops
X
up in
Hunter
everything.
Had it. That's what actually grabbed me into watching
Was the
Hunter X
tournament.
Hunter. Was the tournament, and then they jumped into that New York arc or that version of New York.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at right now. I'm a little late to the game, but it's a dope anime.
To this day, I'm guilty of this. I roll my eyes whenever a character starts to transform. Whenever he has a different form. And it pisses me off because I'll get into an anime. I'll get into it. And I'm fucking loving it.
Yes.
And I'm just going, please don't transform. Please don't transform. Please don't transform. Next thing you know, his fucking hair stands up. I'm like, God damn it. I can't get past it. I'm like, dude, just do your own thing.
Have you seen the versions of people running around in Dragon Ball Z outfits in like Walmart fighting each other?
Dude,
like, those are my fucking heroes.
I've seen
what's
the thing where you stand on it and you go forward? The hover...
The hoverboards?
Yeah, the hoverboards.
Yes. I saw the one where the guy dressed up as Goku in Japan. And he had a Nimbus cloud.
It was a Nimbus cloud on the hoverboard.
And he just fucking flying it. I was like, yes, he had the staff. I was like, oh my god, I would follow that dude around.
Yeah, that is dope.
So yes, that's mine. The whole DBZ.
I'm with it.
Saiyan Saga, all the little things in between. You know what? Fuck it. Let's put all 13 movies in the box too. Going in. There you go. You're welcome, future.
I know you mentioned Naruto, and that's going to be my pick. That was the first one
Sasuke.
where I actually went and spent money to get the rest of the episodes to keep watching. And then when I ran out of episodes, I'm like, well, fuck, I guess I got to pick up the manga to keep going with the story because it just passed where the episodes were.
Are you stopping it at Naruto? You're not going to the Naruto Shippuden?
Well, if you're going by, because the manga, it's just one name.
Right.
Then the manga is just Naruto, and those two stories are
So you're saying
singular.
you're gonna take the whole thing together?
Yeah, I can't.
We'll allow it. We'll allow it.
I can't say if Boruto gets thrown in there yet.
Fuck no.
It is.
Fuck.
It's been tough watching it.
Yeah.
It's Baruto.
It's his son, and it's his son.
It's a terrible joke. I love it.
His son.
Boruto your ass out.
Yeah, his son is everything he wasn't. His son is gifted, and he's essentially given the world, and he's kind of spoiled and shitty.
But isn't that really what happens to kids that are gifted and are given the
yes,
world?
but it also makes
they become president.
it also makes it a bit of a tough watch where it's like,
Yeah.
ooh, Naruto wouldn't do some shit like that.
Yeah.
Oh, you cheating son of a bitch.
I just can't
But,
I
why
can't get past the fact that a ninja's wearing orange. Like I thought they were supposed to.
Listen,
sneak up
I
on
think
you,
only the
assassinate
badass
you.
ninjas wear orange. Because look at Bruce Lee.
Listen, not just
Bright
orange.
yellow, right?
He had bright Goku orange.
That's right. It's like,
He did.
look, we're
He did.
ninjas, but I'm gonna do the opposite of what ninjas do.
My brother really got into Naruto, and if you talk to some people, it's like a big division. Like there's
Yeah.
a big division between the DBZ Naruto crowd, but I think everyone at least gives Naruto the respect because
Yeah.
it was one of. I mean, DBZ didn't start as a shonen anime.
Yeah.
Naruto and One Piece are literally, you could argue, the greatest animes that ever came out of Shonen Jump.
Yeah.
Ever.
But what was Naruto's teacher, the sensei with the eye? Kakashi, bro. Dope ass character. Loved his role in the whole show.
The Hidden Leaf Village.
Yeah. But from Naruto, Rock Lee. That was my dude.
Yeah.
I liked Gaara.
You like, yeah,
Gaara. I liked Gaara. I mean, there was a couple good characters because obviously when your brother's watching it and
Yeah.
stuff, you jump
get-
in. And
yeah.
you're like, oh,
Yeah.
what's going on there? And Dragon Ball Z, I have to thank my brother for turning me on to it. And,
Right.
and I'll give you credit, you little fucker, because I know you're probably watching it. I watched a lot of the Sci-Fi Channel.
Yeah.
So I would see Demon City Shinjuku and Armitage and a bunch of more adult sci-fi themed anime that was on Saturday morning.
Yeah.
Well, UPN, the network, had Dragon Ball Z on early. I'm talking like fucking
Yeah.
year 2000 or before.
They also had Firefly.
Oh, well.
Fantastic show.
I must have missed that one.
Of course you did, because you were too busy watching Dragon Ball Z.
I'll take it. So I walk into the living room and my brother has Krillin and Gohan on some spaceship going through space on the way to Namek. I later found out.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I was like, "What the fuck are you watching?" He goes, "Oh, it's Dragon Ball Z." And I was like, "What the fuck is that?" I didn't see that on the Sci-Fi Channel. I sat down and watched it, and I would like to thank you, Shay.
Yeah. Those were some epic fight scenes in Dragon Ball Z.
I didn't know what the hell was going on.
Yeah.
There's two little guys flying around a ship screaming,
Yeah.
blowing shit up. I was like,
Yep.
"What the fuck am I watching?"
But you know
My
what's,
mind couldn't take it.
you know what's disappointing, though, from Dragon Ball Z is the games. They really, to me, never made a great Dragon Ball Z fighting game. The first one was the best.
Some of the older ones,
Yes.
the real first
yes.
ones.
The real first one that they came out with, to me, was the best iteration of the Dragon Ball Z video
I played
game.
it up through Budokai.
Yeah, but I
because
couldn't.
I'm a fan.
But even as a fan, I wanted to be involved. I wanted to play the game.
couldn't get into
I
it.
didn't like it.
I find that with a lot of them because they even got games for Naruto and everything also, and it's like it's not as it doesn't quite capture the show.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. No, and
Naruto had the hand signal and stuff like
Yes.
that. Ninjutsu or whatever.
See, like now that they could incorporate it into the game, right? You got the camera, and if you want to do the move, you got to be like,
Oh, dude, then every
people walking in your house, like, what are you doing, dude? Come on, man.
all the top guys.
Sorry if I cursed you out in sign language.
I was just about to say, all the top guys would be from East LA.
Yeah.
Every world champion would be from out there.
No, even the Naruto, they had a game for Naruto.
Yeah, they got a couple of them.
Bunch of
It wasn't
them, yeah.
bad, it wasn't good either.
Yeah, they're kind of like semi-fighting games because it's essentially a fighting game with some story cutscene
Yeah, they
stuff
try to
thrown
throw
in.
RPG
but
into it.
Yeah,
I want a fighting game for a fighting game.
There's
Just let me
even
have the characters.
animes that are built off games like Hack.Sign.
Yes.
You have your Sword Art Online.
Yep.
There's games that are built off like MMOs.
What about that one with the fox? Was that really like a
Naruto
Japanese...
had a demon fox.
on-
that
Yeah,
might-
Nine-Tailed Fox
Yeah,
and
the
Naruto.
Nine-Tailed Fox. No, like it was like a white fox video game.
Okami.
Okami.
That's considered like a Japanese anime kind of deal.
You can see the influences in it, but that's more influence from Japanese mythology because that has like Orochi, the dragon, in it.
I thought that was a cool game.
That was good. That was a good game. My brother played that one too. But I feel like that'd be a good one on the Switch because of the paintbrush mechanics. I mean, everybody played it on the PlayStation, but I mean,
I would put my little hat on and my easel to the side like
Bob
Ross.
Oh man, you remind me of a Bob Ross.
Yes,
kinda.
yeah. No, if I grow my hair, I got the fro like a
Bob Spanish Bob Ross.
And today, SA, we are drawing some trees.
He's allowed to say it.
You know, they have all his paintings. You just can't buy them.
Makes sense.
I think the production company. So they have
From PBS.
They have the paintings. I think they sell prints of them.
You know,
but not the originals.
You know, Bob Ross had to have been like an asshole off the set. Like, there's no way he's that nice in real life. There's no way.
That would be great if he was. Like, he's Ellen.
Like he's like, and here we're gonna paint some clouds, and they're like, okay, go to commercial. And he's like, Jesus fucking Christ, Ellen, hold the camera straight. You know who the fuck I am. His hair's just like, he goes Super Saiyan. You know, I'm Bob fucking Ross.
Apparently, he wanted to cut his hair, but his hair became part of his signature look on the show,
and he couldn't.
So he couldn't.
Oh my God.
And he just stuck with it.
You're stuck with a look. If this show ever takes off and I get stuck with this fucking man bun, I swear to God. And what am I going to do?
It'll be all right, man. It'll be all right. The man bun will pay the bills.
I guess. Well, if I get stuck with this, Ed gets stuck with the hat.
Yeah,
that's fine by me.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there we go. This is it.
And I get stuck with you guys. Oh man! All right, so we got Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, and Akame got killed. I think those are some solid picks.
That's a good time capsule.
Now, as far as your favorite anime character then is concerned, like villain or hero,
let's go villain just because I think because you might be like Naruto. I might say Goku.
Yeah, and, I would definitely go with Vegeta.
Really?
Yeah.
The universal asshole from Dragon Ball.
I loved his cockiness. I thought he, to me, was a fun villain to watch.
Permanent second place?
Yes.
The great silver medal.
And he's like, but I'm the prince.
Yes.
Vegeta might be the best anti-hero ever.
Yeah,
like, I mean,
dope.
he's literally a dickhead from the time you meet him. Even up, like, he has kids and shit, and like up to the end of the anime, he constantly is just... He's the same person.
He's envious. And he doesn't grow as a person. He's like, I am entitled. This should be mine. Fuck you, Goku.
It's very slow growth. I mean, the only ounce of growth you ever see with him was in what's this the new arc?
It was are you talking about Dragon Ball Super?
Yeah. Where he goes essentially to fight a god because they insult his wife. Where it's like, you're gonna lose. Doesn't matter.
God
goes head on at Beerus.
It's not out of character though, right? Because he thinks he is better than everyone else. So like a god insults my wife. Fuck that guy. I'm going over there.
The two moments for Vegeta that I will. I have no qualms with the dude, even though he's a universal dickhead.
Kakarot.
He's got little man syndrome. The definition of little man syndrome.
Yeah.
The one moment in the Buu saga where, in fact, both of them might have been in the Buu saga, where he sacrifices himself. Spoiler alert. But it's 30 years old. Anyway.
The 80s.
He sacrifices himself after his son talks to him and he's fighting Buu. He literally destroys himself in order to try to take out the monster.
Yeah.
Fails. And then the other would be, in the end, it's kind of an emotional moment where he just comes to terms with the fact that Goku is so great and such an example that he's fine. That with Goku going away and him leading behind, he's fine. But he comes to terms with it.
He's like, fuck it.
He's like, damn it, Goku, you're so goddamn good. And he's like, fine. Go do your thing.
So he's a perfect villain in my opinion.
He has a moment of that also in Super during the tournament arc where Goku gets to hits the next level ever so slightly before him again, where it's just like, motherfucker always does it. It was one of those fights where they were like doubting Goku. He's like, who the fuck are you to doubt Goku? This man always does it.
Always delivers.
I don't doubt him winning at all.
And no disrespect to Super. No disrespect to Super. I just think it's like it doesn't recapture the magic that Z did for me.
Yeah, I'm not even sure if it's considered canon.
Yeah, I mean, Akira Toriyama's part of it. He is part of it. It's just, I mean, like, there's some good villain development. Like, Beerus is a great, or not Beerus, but who's the guy they're fighting at the Jiren?
Yeah.
Jiren's an excellent villain.
Purple dude.
Yeah, just real simple.
He's a fucking monster.
Just a fucking badass. Because they go on different scales. It's like, okay, now we're fighting, like, okay, this universe. Like, now we're going against, and they're all merging. The tournament in that is ridiculous.
Yeah.
The tournament in Super is
they're running out of ability of like, all right, now it's universe versus universe. Well, who the fuck are you fighting next?
Yeah, exactly.
Who?
I was like, we're blowing up planets with a look now.
It's
what
like
are we
what
doing?
they did in Supernatural. Like, eventually they're like, we have nobody to fight.
Yeah.
We brought in God, the devil, God's sister, Leviathans. We're like, I don't know, what if God and the devil had a baby? Yeah, let's fight that guy right there. He's next. Like, they're like, I don't know, what can we do? Let's just throw a black hole at him.
Yeah,
you know?
there's nothing. We got nowhere else to
turn
go.
it into butterflies, like Doctor Strange.
So I don't know. Are we gonna try? Are we gonna try to pick an anime? I don't know. Anime villain, that might be tough.
Who do you got? Guys?
Villain? I gotta go right now with the villain in My Hero Academia.
Okay.
If we're picking a villain,
that's good. No, that's fine.
That big fight scene where All Might ends up having to retire because of his injuries. It's a monster fight scene, and it's exactly what you want out of the anime. Magically, there's cameras and there's helicopters watching, and it's all getting shown to like the whole city, and everyone's cheering him on.
All for One is his name.
All Might, yeah,
All
yeah,
Might.
All for, yeah,
Yeah,
the All for One's his quirk.
no eyes. Like he's just like he's such a
beast.
horrifying looking
Yeah,
character.
he's just the villain in that fight. He really is just a monster. He's just evil. He really is just evil.
Just
And
pure
even when they
evil.
take him down, he just still remains like, nah, still fucking evil.
Yeah.
There's no redemption.
Okay.
They just
No.
have him locked up in a prison. He's just being evil.
Yeah.
Saying evil shit.
It's not like Dragon Ball Z where every time they beat a bad guy, eventually they kind of sort of become a bad. No, nope. Still a piece of shit.
Yep. Nope. There's no reform here. Oh man. Okay, if I gotta pick one villain, I'm thinking it's got to be from a show. I'm gonna go with Vicious from Cowboy Bebop.
Okay.
I think just something about him when he was on the screen is just cold. And if you haven't seen Cowboy Bebop yet, you got to take a look at it because the live action's coming.
The live action's
And the
coming.
dude from I'm trying to think of his name.
Harold and Kumar?
Yeah,
Yes.
the guy from Harold. I don't want to say the Asian guy, but the Asian guy from Harold and Kumar is in it. So you gotta check that out.
We need a button for that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
just,
shit. Racism.
Yeah.
So you gotta check that out. But no, Vicious was just his story and his history with Spike, and their kind of their relationship with Julia. It's real because they're just two guys.
Yeah.
They're just two guys with human emotions. And Vicious is just such a son
One
of a bitch.
one of the stills looks like the church scene from the movie.
That episode,
So
Ballad of Fallen Angels. I'll never forget that episode as long as
it'd
I
be
live.
interesting if that's the chunk of story that they're looking to tell. But I am still curious. They got a fourth character missing there. It's like, yeah, you added the dog and you forgot the hacker kid. Where's the hacker kid?
You got to have Edward Wong something Pavlovsky III or whatever, and his dog Einstein. Actually, they don't even tell you for a while if Ed is male or female. It's just a completely gender fluid character.
It's
Ed.
completely random. And then
Sounds like a little girl named Edward.
Probably a little girl.
Don't know.
Anybody named Edward is a little girl.
Oh wow. Wow.
Japan loves their gender flip characters.
And I will tell you this.
So we got you picked.
All four?
So we got
All
so
for
we,
one,
so
like-
in the
Yeah, all for-
capital.
all
we
for
have
one.
Sounds
Yeah.
like the four
all
seasons.
for one.
in all his evilness glory.
Yeah.
And then we have Vicious.
And Vegeta.
Vegeta's going in.
Yeah.
He's so pissed off right now. Vegeta's
Yeah.
in this capsule
Listen.
with these two dickheads. He's
Yeah,
like, I
he's
have kids.
Listen, I think he's a great villain. I like a villain that has a little.
So you're talking about like Saiyan Saga Vegeta.
Yeah,
Okay.
for sure.
All right.
For sure.
when he just outright
Tail
just
tied around.
kills Nappa, like, you failed, bitch.
Yes.
Legit. Yeah, actually,
I mean, he had the eyepiece, the hair. I mean,
Yeah.
come on, man.
he's a little dickhead.
Yeah,
you're
he
right.
was dope. All right, now we got to go into the heroes. Okay, so
All right,
for the
okay.
heroes, and for the life of me, I started looking it up. I feel terrible that I can't remember the actual hero's name, but the main character in Afro Samurai,
I think his name's Afro.
or was it like? I mean, essentially number one.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Everybody's got that number one headband.
Ninja number one. But like in Afro Samurai, I loved that character. I thought like he was deep, he was troubled, he was a badass. He saw a goal in his mind and he went after it. And I enjoyed Afro Samurai. Again, like I like a good story that starts and ends, you know, so like I like to see the character arc, development, you know, you see that he had a troubled past, came out of it and achieved his goal at the end of the day at all costs.
Yeah.
And I liked that character as far as a hero. He's kind of an anti-hero.
Yeah.
Because at all costs you're chopping off some heads and you're fighting people that you don't necessarily want to get to where you got to get to. But if you're holding that number 2, I got to take it from you. You know, so
Respect.
yeah. So I would go with that as
Afro. We'll refer to him as
go with
Afro.
Afro. Yes, we'll
Afro's
go with
going
Afro.
in. Okay. I'm not gonna go with the guy from my show. I'm not gonna go with Goku. I'm not doing that. You know, he's great as he is, Japanese Superman. Which literally, when you think about it, I think Dragon Ball Z might have ripped off Superman a little bit. Like Superman
Plausibly.
It's
comes
a
from
great
Krypton,
debate.
crashes to Earth. Yeah,
Goku
It's a
crashes
great
to Earth.
debate out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All from a separate planet where they're stronger. Superman gets stronger from the sun. When Goku looks at the moon, he turns into the Uzaru monkey.
The only problem with Goku is he's very one-dimensional.
Okay, no eye lasers and shit, but he's
Yeah.
like Kamehameha.
Well, not.
Yeah.
But think about it, all of his moves he's learned from someone else.
Yeah,
he
talk about
doesn't.
that. Goku does learn everybody's moves
He
and does them better.
He technically doesn't have a signature move.
Wow. No, you're right.
The yell. The yell.
No, other than turning, and in fact, even turning into the Uzaru isn't his. It's a Saiyan trait.
Yeah.
So he's the greatest copycat hero of all time.
Yeah,
he's
the greatest student of all time.
So it amazes me that people think that he could beat Superman in a fight.
I'm the biggest DBZ fan ever, but if you guys don't believe the Superman versus Goku debate, go watch the Death Battle on YouTube. Death Battle has a bunch of videos where they put different characters from pop culture,
And they
comics,
make some
whatever.
compelling arguments.
I stopped debating and I stopped arguing when I watched the Goku versus Superman episode.
And who was the winner?
Superman.
Yeah.
And
I
I hate
would
to
say-
say this, but when you look at the if you will say science behind it, it's over. I mean, it's not even close. It's not even close.
For me, that's like when they do the whole Superman versus Batman. I'm like, listen, if Superman really wanted to kill Batman, he'd be dead.
Yeah.
He'd be dead twice over. I'm sorry.
I mean, yeah,
But
you could probably
at
kill him
least
with his gastric
Goku would
body
put up
functions.
a fight.
Yes,
Right? Goku could put up a pretty good fight.
but he
over
would
that.
die nonetheless.
100%.
Yeah, he does tend to die a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Superman dies too, though. You know, he's always
Doomsday fucked him up.
Yeah, it's always Lois Lane crying somewhere. You know, poor girl. But anyway, okay. So my hero going in is from a show that you might still be able to access it on Netflix. It was on Netflix. If not, you'll be able to find it on Crunchyroll or Funimation. It's Gurren Lagann. Gurren Lagann, and the character is not the main character. The hero in the show that I'm going with is Kamina. And if you watch the show, you will understand. This guy is such a positive, like, fun character, like, just the ultimate bro, the ultimate older brother, role model figure. And, spoiler alert, at some point in the show, he dies.
Oh.
And this character is so great that the show is literally divided into 2 parts. It is pre-Kamina, post-Kamina. He is that well-developed
So
and
like
that
a
good of a
before
character.
Christ and after Christ?
Yes.
Kind of vibe?
Legitimately, yes. He's that awesome of a character and hits you that hard that the show is
Damn.
literally split between his death. His death divides the whole show. And it's not divided like that. That's not the
Right,
way it is.
right.
But you literally feel a different thing.
Sure.
The show going forward, even though he's a fictitious,
Right.
animated character,
But you still feel something for the character.
something is
Yeah,
not
yeah,
there
yeah.
that was there prior.
That-
I know people that have stopped watching it.
That happened in Misfits, actually.
Yeah.
It's a show that I love. It's a superhero show. It's fun. But when the main character dies at the end of season 2,
Spoiler alert.
there is no show to watch.
Yeah.
The show just becomes shit. Like, I tried to watch 3 and 4, and I couldn't get into it.
I finished the series, but it was
A different show.
noticeably
Yeah.
not as good
It's like-
with the one kid
It's
going.
like killing Kirk off
Yeah.
on season 2,
Or
and
take-
then
take-
trying to
he's
keep
in
going.
he's in Umbrella Academy now, and even in Umbrella Academy, he's plausibly the best part of the show.
Yeah.
Or
he's
taking
fucking
Rick,
hilarious.
taking
Yes.
Rick off the Walking Dead.
Yeah, exactly. Like, come on.
Okay.
Like when they killed Jon Snow, people were like, "Yo, I'm done with you,
I'm
Game
done
of
with
Thrones."
this shit.
They were like, "Fuck, how do we fix this? Bring him back to life. Bring him back to life."
Next episode. Get his ass up.
I know people were mad. They were livid when Jon Snow died because they're like, first they killed his brother. Not Ned Stark. It was the other Stark. You know, in the Red Wedding when they killed them.
Oh,
I ain't get past the first season.
oh man.
Get the fuck out of here. Your opinions no longer matter.
Let's look at these Stark kids. So we got Bran, we got Jon Snow, we got Sansa, we got Arya, we got Rickon, the little idiot that got shot.
Right.
Because he can't.
But it's
he
the
can't
other
fucking
brother.
zigzag. You're getting shot at with an arrow. You zigzag, you little idiot. Like what the
Get
fuck?
the fuck out of here.
Jesus. And the one that the Red Wedding.
Yes.
Oh god.
I can't remember his name either.
You're looking at the wrong man for help.
He's thinking like Dumbledore. Is it Potter?
Dumbledore. No, you're normally the guy I look at, Ed.
Service Snape?
We'll get it. We'll get it.
But when they killed him, I was like, oh man, fuck. Who's left to be good? Everybody else is so fucked up. Yes, look it up.
I'm gonna look it up while we go to Ed for his villain pick.
All right.
Oh, your hero.
Hero, my bad.
Yeah,
Shit.
it's all right.
All for one. That's
sure.
right. Got it.
Yeah. For me, that fight with All for One and All Might was, at least at the moment, is probably the best culmination of a story. And if anything, it really they almost should have had both characters die at the end of that fight. They really should have just ended, bam, both of their arcs there with them passing on.
All Might just
yes, but they should have had like
I haven't seen this one.
when he
check it out.
like that's great. Have him stand there, but then it should have been like he passed away. Like they should have both almost kind of died
I
at
thought
that
he
point.
did. At first, the way they were going, I was like, because his eyes were down, I was like, that fucker's dead.
But if you're
He's
talking
standing
about
there.
like the person that personifies a hero, you're talking about that was All Might. He was, I'm gonna save you.
Yep.
It doesn't matter what's happening. I'm gonna do it with a smile so that you know
Everything's
I'm
okay.
here to help you. And it didn't even matter that spoiler, when you meet him in the show up until that fight, he's dying.
Yeah.
He is critically injured and barely hanging on. And every time he uses his power, he's bringing himself closer to death.
That's right.
So he is literally killing himself to do everything he can to save anybody around him. And he's doing it with a smile to make you feel like we're going to be okay. Because he's here and he's smiling. So everything's going to be good.
Nice.
So he in anime for me, he personifies hero. And really, like that fist in the air, it should have like cut and then
Did you cry a little bit?
they should have kind of ended
Did
his
you cry a
scene.
little bit?
It's a rough one.
You
It's a rough one.
You have to.
It's
Hits you right in the feels.
Yeah.
You have to.
Yeah. No, there's only one
United States of Smash.
one time in cinematic history where I was like, man, that hit me in the feels at the movie theater, and that's the Avengers when they're like, on your left, Captain.
Oh, dude, yeah.
And the little portals pop up. I was just like,
Bro.
I've been waiting for this moment.
That same movie, when Iron Man died,
Yeah.
I thought a girl behind me, I thought I was going to have to do chest compressions.
Yeah.
I turned around, there was a girl, she was a little on the bigger side, and she was like crying, and in between her sobs, it was like, I was like, I like stopped. I turned, I was like, am I going to have to fucking, I'm going to have to pound on this chick's, I ain't doing mouth to mouth, but I'm doing it now.
But you know what? It just goes
She
to
had
show
butter.
you how people get involved with the characters that they like. You know, whatever it is, whoever your character is, whether it's anime or regular movies or TV, people find a character that they can either relate to or find that they would like to aspire to be.
Yeah.
And then they take a hold of that character. And it's Rob Stark.
Yeah, we looked
Fucking
up.
Rob
It
Stark.
is Rob Stark.
Rob Stark was going to be like, first it was Ned, and then they killed him first episode.
We thought it was Rob. We thought he was the king of the North.
Rob
We thought
is
he
the
was.
yes. And then when they killed him, I was like,
Nope.
fuck.
Walter-
This show
Walter-
has no boundaries.
No mercy at all. We're going to kill you. We're going to kill your pregnant wife. We're going to kill your
man.
fucking mom. We don't give a shit. And
That's right.
we're going to do it in 10 minutes.
And then they're gonna stand there like this.
We're gonna kill your fucking dog
It's
and parade its head around.
It's historically accurate, though. Let's be honest.
We don't play games.
That's the way that shit works.
Oh god,
Yeah.
the Frey family, the whole Frey family is just a bunch of shitheads.
Yeah, fuck
damn
them.
it.
Yeah,
Frey.
yeah, we don't like them at all.
But no, you hit the nail on the head. That we put these and Japanese anime like does such a good job of developing these characters, and you always get that thing when you try to bring it up. You try to tell somebody about an anime. Hey, what show are you talking about? And you tell them about it, and they're like, "Oh, it's a cartoon." Yeah. Like, you fucking monkey, calm down. Like,
give it a shot.
Sometimes good stories are told through animation.
Yeah, yep. Absolutely.
Great stories are told through animation. Like,
Absolutely.
you cannot rule out an entire genre of shit because it's anime. Like, these are not geared towards children.
Nope.
They're not.
Yeah.
They're some of the best stories being told.
As much as they've come over here and then were shifted to be geared towards children, they're not. They originally were never intended to. So if you do manage to get the originals, like I had watched when I was introduced into Dragon Ball Z, it was from my friend Joey, and he had VHSs from China. So it was the proper version with all of the proper violence and all of your funky Chinese commercials in between, where I'm like, what the fuck? How do they sell
Culture
shit like
shock.
that?
It's culture shock.
Yeah, it really was, because it was nothing like the American version.
Oh, well, dude, they animators held nothing back with drawing stuff. I mean, you'd be watching a Dragon Ball Z movie, like the Tree of Might, and you're like, okay, good, fight scene. All of a sudden, it's like kid dick. You're like, what the fuck? What did I just see? Like, what the hell? Like, and you know the animator had no qualms at all. He's just like, and there it is.
Yeah, because they weren't thinking about it that way.
Yeah, the
They were
turtle
just
hermit
like,
was a proper pervert.
Well, oh my God, Master Roshi, excellent teacher, not the best person.
Well, who's the other pervert? The drunken guy in fucking Naruto, right?
Yes.
Every animator, there's always
Jiraiya,
a pervert.
Pervy Sage.
Pervy Sage, yes.
That was literally his nickname.
There's always a pervert in every anime. And it's like always like he's bleeding from his nose. Like
Hunter x Hunter.
Well,
what? He has some fucking weird scenes. The clown dude.
Well, Pervy Sage wrote the books that Kakashi was reading. Yeah. Kakashi is reading essentially adult literature the whole time.
Oh yeah.
That's all over Master Roshi's house. There's porn magazines everywhere. Even in the video games, you have to find them. You have to collect the porn magazine. So Japan just doesn't have the censorship. But the thing is, all this stuff that they try to hit us with, like with Columbine and all that, they were like, oh, it's the games. Oh, it's Grand Theft Auto. It's Doom. It's look at like how censored we are.
Yeah.
Look at how we act with video games. Look at the no censorship in Japan.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, just violence on every cartoon, like on TV every day. You look at like you can buy women's panties in their vending machines.
What?
Yes.
Yes.
There's a market for you. There's a market
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna start sending my underwear out there. Like, hey.
I will help you ship it. But look at their crime rate. Japan has one of the lowest crime rates on Earth.
No, yeah, they are essentially a people that are steeped in customs and traditions, and they express themselves via animation.
They're
and
allowed
other things.
an outlet to express.
And you need an outlet in any society to express yourself. Otherwise, you will have these other issues that start popping up that I think,
that other parts of the world deals with.
Yes. So, I mean, all right, guys, to sum it up, I think we really do enjoy anime, and I'm hoping that in the future they get the movies right.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I'm really hoping Cowboy Bebop, that the live action is going to be dope.
It looks so good.
I hope that it goes in that direction of like somebody with the same passion that has like a Mr. Fahey for the Marvel universe jumps in and takes over this anime world and starts putting out these movies.
Yeah, I think this Star Wars Visions is going to be
hopefully,
a big thing. Just like when Animatrix really kind of brought some of that much more to mainstream. You have a property like Star Wars, and they're not just copying some of it. They're bringing in the people from Japan. Like, you tell a story from this universe the way you want to.
Well, like what they did with Samurai Batman? Or
Yes.
Is that the name of it?
Right. No, yeah. Batman Ninja or whatever.
Batman Ninja. That was fucking dope.
You have a name like either Batman or Star Wars. You have this Titan, this concrete thing that people are going to love no matter what you do to it. And you're giving these Japanese masters, these animators, potential to tell a story in that universe.
Yes.
You can't go
I'm
wrong
all
with
for
it.
it.
You can't go
I'm
wrong
all
with
for it. Looking forward to what they do next.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And for like what I would tell somebody who's like, because we're talking about the things we grew up with and things we love. And yes, there is content the whole way back to the 80s that you can dive into. But for people that want to just jump into something that's still going on, something that's not over, something that you can just jump in today that's still ongoing shows, I would recommend what Ed was talking about, My Hero Academia.
Yep.
Or there's another one that just got put on Netflix. If you don't have Crunchyroll or Funimation, it's Demon Slayer.
Yes.
It's got a Japanese name to it, but also you can just simply find it under Demon Slayer. It's got a movie that was just released in American theaters.
And deal with reading the subtitles.
Yes.
When they dub it over to English, there's an additional layer of context that they remove. You get as close to the source material as you're going to get as a non-native Japanese with the subtitles. Because if you put the subtitles and then the English and you're watching and listening, you'll notice there's additional shit they remove.
Right.
So they water it down an additional layer when they go to full dubbing.
Got it.
So you want to it may be weird at first to read the subtitles, but you're getting much closer to what the material actually is with the subtitles.
And for those of you that would counter the argument with, I don't like to read when I watch stuff. Here's a potato trying to kill yourself.
Yeah. Hey, I've found things like that, and like Pokemon were great to get my daughter to do some extra reading because she enjoyed it, and all of a sudden it's like, if you want to keep watching, you have to read the screen.
So I have to ask a serious question then, guys.
Oh God, here we
do
go.
you make silly voices for each of the different characters, or do you read it all with one voice? I'm a one voice kind of guy until I get to somebody that I like. And then if it's like, that's the hero or that's the villain, I'm like, I'm going to give him a special voice.
Oh, I changed the voice.
I think once I have the voice in my head, like if
So you have voices in your head.
Like,
confirmed.
done.
Take us away.
Got
Take
it.
us away.
He's
Take
got
us away.
voices.
like when I read something that I've watched before, like if I've watched the movie and then I go to read the book afterwards, I'm hearing it with the voices
You're hearing the character's
from
voice.
the movie. Yes.
Got it.
All right. Okay. Well, I think that was a great episode. Eddie, take us away.
Yep.
Thank you for joining us here at the Sofa Kingdom podcast, and you can find us on all your social media platforms at
Sofa Kingdom OFC.
Check us out.
yes,
Like, subscribe, tell a
Tommy,
friend,
Tom.
comment, blah, blah, all the nonsense everybody tells you to do.
That's right. Look us up. It matters.
That's right. Yes.
We need you.
Tell people. Good shit, guys. Yes, sir. Looking forward to this anime podcast like 2 weeks now. It was just that, like, I know it's kind of like a crazy
I was driving here in my scrubs. You're like, you never go to the Tommy's episode. This fucking thing's never getting done. This fucking thing's never getting done.